So I'm kind of wrapping up a bunch of things around here. Had a big pile of gravel up there. Always been meaning to bring it down and spread it around the outside of the house. Bring the ground level up a little bit. And being gravel, it won't let mud splash and pack up against the house in the rain. We won't be dragging so much mud in here in the wintertime. Next summer, we are going to pour patios and walkways all the way around the house, at least 4 feet out. So we'll have something nice to walk on. But it's already down. The high next week is supposed to be in the low 30s, and it's supposed to be down in the teens at night. So we won't be pouring any concrete anytime soon. That'll be more like a next spring project to finish up the walkways and get the patios going. But I've got the gravel spread out. I did cut off the clean out for the septic system, and I stuffed that balloon down in there so I can plug it. I cut that off just a little bit lower than where the patio, the height of the patio is going to be. So we can have a little cover over it. It won't be sticking up when everything's finished out there. I got pressure to the PEX tubing, 60 pounds of pressure. The county only requires 50 pounds of pressure to hold for 15 minutes, I believe. It's got 60 pounds of pressure in it. I went in and I ate lunch, and it's been probably about half hour, 45 minutes. It's still sitting at 60 PSI. So that's fine. Hopefully it stays that way. We don't burst a line somewhere overnight. Because it's so cold, I'm not gonna fill the vent drain system full of water and have the inspector come out. Because the inspector usually hits here mid-morning. I don't want to have the water sitting there overnight, and I want to test it before he gets out here. I want to make sure it's going to pass before he gets here, so it's not a waste of his time. So I'm going to go down. I've got that little connection right there coming off that drain, and I'm going to get the same fittings that are holding the valve and the pressure, so I can put pressure to it, air pressure, and I'm going to hook that up to the vent drain system right there at that drain. I think the vent drain system only needs 12 or 15 pounds of pressure. So I'll probably put 15, 20 pounds, just a little bit more, just like the water lines, put a little bit more pressure behind them and make sure they're holding before the inspector comes out. I do have to get a couple more things from the hardware store while I'm down there. I need to get a rubber cap, one of those little twist cap things for the 3-inch vent and the 2-inch vent that go out the roof, so I can seal those. I could put one of these little white caps like this. I could go up there and glue one of those on, but then I'd have to go up there and cut it off nice and smooth so it looks nice. I know Home Depot sells these little caps right here, so I've got one for here. It's just got a rubber grommet in it, and you tighten it up and it seals down on there. So I'm going to go down and get a 2-inch and a 3-inch of those, put those on the roof to seal those vents out the roof, and get the pieces to connect an air hose and put pressure in the system on the vent drain side. So I got the pressure gauge and the valve, got it all hooked up, and added pressure to the system. And then the road trip started. There was a leak in one of the toilet, what do you call it, the flange you put on the toilet. I guess I hadn't put enough glue around that flange when I put it in, or it smashed the glue down too much. I don't know what happened, but we had a little leak out from underneath that. So I had to punch the top down through it, and this thing you're not supposed to punch out till after you pass your inspection because it holds pressure. I knocked that out, I got inside, and I smeared some glue around the inside of it, and that fixed it. Now, if this was something that was going to be under high pressure, I would worry about that fix. But the vent drain side of this system needs 12 pounds of pressure to pass, needs 12 pounds of pressure to function. All it's ever going to do is have water backed up in it. So as long as there's no leaks, you could probably silicone the seal there. But the glue worked. It's ABS glue, ABS pipe. It works really good if you just smear it around the little pinhole or whatever you have, seals it right up. And then I had to get inflatable ball stopper, whatever you want to call it, so that it would seal the system again. Once I got that done, pressurized the system, found another little leak, traced it down, had to go buy a part, got it put in this morning, right as the inspector's showing up. I'm filling it full of air again. He walks around, looks at the whole system, no problems, it's holding pressure, good to go. Passed our inspection, just barely. He usually doesn't show up at my house until somewhere around lunchtime, sometimes maybe as late as 3 or 4 in the afternoon. This time, it was like 9 o'clock he's showing up. I was starting to edit this video, and I noticed that 4 days ago when I started spreading the gravel out, it was nice and sunny, clear skies, kind of warm for what it is now, I guess. It wasn't super warm that day. I was still bundled up when I was working outside, but today we have snow. Just keeps coming down. I don't know if this snow is going to stick to the ground or not. It is supposed to warm up in the next couple days, and after that, there's another snowstorm coming in, and it's not supposed to get above freezing as far as the forecast shows. I'm guessing it's not going to get above freezing for, well, probably till next spring. But I'm going to get back on this electrical. I'm going to see if I can get some help out here to make sure I'm doing it right, make sure I've routed everything correctly, and nothing's going to get kicked back when the inspector comes out. So that's my next big project. After that, I can insulate, and this place will stay a little bit warmer with that wood burning stove going. Got the wood burning stove going full bore, and it's just not really heating the place up too much. Until next time, guys, go make something.